Good morning. I'm here to start my no-sew journal. It's not one that I have done before. I've seen others do it and I think they're really pretty. And so I'm going to try it. So I've got my piles of paper here. I've got piles of connectors and we'll see how it goes. Got a variety of papers, some coffee dyed ones, some magazine papers, book pages. Like I said, a variety. I'm going to move my stack here. And I've seen different people do it different ways. I know some have folded it in half and then made sure they had half on each side. I'm not going to do that because I think that seems harder. So I'm just going to stick it down because it doesn't really matter if it's exactly half, because a lot of times those connectors are going to get covered up. Hope I got a bubble in my glue. I'm going ahead and use my Fabri-Tac glue just to make sure it holds really well for my connectors. I know that Yoo-Hoo glue does pretty well, but I just want to make sure that it's going to hold. This design here came from I was trying to think. I think it's a painting book. Now I want to make sure that those line up. And then I will fold it. And then I'll finish gluing it because I wasn't sure how far over to put my glue. So I will go under here and, well, I think I'm going to wait because I don't know how I'm going to decorate the pages. I may want to slide something underneath here, maybe lace or something. So I am going to leave those not completely glued down. Alrighty, my next page. Go like that. And get some coffee dyed paper for my connector. Again, I think I'm just going to put a little bit down on each side. Since I've not done one of these before, I have no idea how I'm going to decorate my pages. That gives me a little bit of leeway or flexibility. That's what I want. To be able to do some different things. Line that up. I think I'm getting my fold kind of crooked. I think that's the hardest thing, is trying to get these edges lined up. I don't know how exact it has to be. Hopefully not perfect. All right, so what am I going to do next? Let's do a letter. I got this letter from 93-year-old lady from our church. She had a trunk that had belonged to a relative, and some of the things in the trunk were over 100 years old. She didn't even know what all was in there. And she didn't want any of the letters, so she gave me... Oops, I'm gluing the wrong side, I think, of what I wanted to do. Oops, I gotta wipe that off. I was thinking that I was gluing this edge, but I want to put a picture on here. So I guess I could have left the glue. Oh well. So this is actually my next page. I'd planned a little bit ahead of time what I was going to do, but not everything. So this is actually going to be my connector for the next page. So this will connect to that. And then when I go to decorate, these flowers are going to be down here with some of the letters showing on the bottom. And then there'll be lace up here. So that's the plan for that page. I did actually have that page planned. Also, this one I had an idea of what I was going to do. I have to glue this one all the way down because I'm going to use lace as a connector on this page. Because it is so different for me. It's like I have to think totally different than what I am used to. This one is not going to be a connector, so I'm not as worried about the glue. I just wanted something underneath my lace to add some color in here. This is very thin paper. Someone had given it to me, and it is avocado dyed, but you can see right through it. I don't know if you can tell that on the picture or on camera here. You can see the music right through, but that's okay because there is going to be lace on here. So my next page, again, is from a painting book, and I'm going to make a pocket before I put my lace on as the connector. And this is some wallpaper that I got at a garage sale. I really like using wallpaper. I think it adds so much to the journals. Get it lined up there. I was hoping to get all my pages put together today. We'll see how it goes. I'm not sure if I'll have to do a second video to finish putting my pages on. Glue down here to finish off the pocket. Okay, so those two are going to go next to each other, and I'm going to use lace to connect it together. That looks really pretty against that. Gotta find the front. That's the front. And I'm going to trim off this edge over here. But I want the lace to go up to there. So let me get my scissors. How much do I want to trim down? So I don't want a whole lot over here because I don't want to cover my pocket, but I've got one enough to hold the page together. Oops, I got a little crooked. This lace was harder to cut in a line. It wasn't a pattern that was easy to see to cut it straight. Okay, so let me put some glue along here. I think I'll do this side first this time. And put quite a bit of glue to hold that lace. If you hear any noise in the background, besides my heat clicking, I have the washing machine going. Let's line it up. Sorry, I didn't realize my phone was still on. I forgot to put it on airplane mode. Ah, my page went crooked. I gotta get it lined up here, realigned. That's what I want to say. I don't know, maybe I should have put the lace down first and then the pocket. I'm not sure. We shall see how it goes. I'm going to trim my lace off because it's a little bit long. Just making sure I didn't have 2 pieces of paper there. It looked thicker than normal. Oops, there went my glue stick rolling off the counter. Okay. So now this has to connect to this side. I'm going to be making 2 of these, not exactly the same, but similar, different colors. One to keep as a sample so I know what I did, and one to hopefully sell. I'm going to get the edges here. When I watch other people do this, it looks so simple. But I always have trouble with the binding. That's always my worst part. I think every single journal I've made, which hasn't been a lot compared to what others have, I think every journal I've made, I've had to take it apart and redo it, and sometimes 2 or 3 times, because I mess up on the the binding, and so frustrating. So I thought, well, I would try this. I'm going to get some wax paper and put between here since I've got lace there. The glue might show through. But I will trim this so I don't have this huge piece sticking out while I'm working. Okay. Then next I have got this pretty picture from it's actually from a book. I was going to say a magazine, but it's from a book. And I'm going to glue this on 3 sides and make it a pocket. So I'm going to trim this down a bit. I want to leave some of that rose on there. I think that's really pretty. So now I need to decide how much of this picture I want to keep. I think probably about there. I'm just folding up my bottom to know where I'm going to tear it. Set this aside while I tear. Where's my ruler? Oh, it fell down. It's like, I thought I put it away. Get it lined up there. And do the same to the top. Whoops. And I don't think it matters that the pages are exactly the same, because I will be putting lace and tabs and ruffles and things like that on there, so it's not got to be perfect. And I will do the same to the third edge. No, I won't. I'm going to leave that. And then this will be the connector to the next page. Okay, so I will put glue on 3 sides. I'm going to have to order more of this Fabri-Tac or Fabri-Fix, whichever. Because I usually got it at either Hobby Lobby or Walmart. And I went to both stores this weekend and neither store had it. And there was no spot marked for them. So I don't know if they're not going to carry it anymore or what. I don't. Okay, so now since this is shiny, I know it's not super shiny on this side, but it's shiny enough that I need to sand down the shininess here. And this might be as far as I get on this video because it looks like my timer is about ready to go off. This side I will scrape off a little bit more because it's going to connect to that other side. Hopefully this sound isn't too annoying. Get the little dust stuff off of there. Oh, so then we have a few seconds left. So I will glue this down and be done with this video. we'll have to come back to it. Okay, we line this up. Ah, I moved it. Like I said, then this side will connect to my next paper, and that will be a pretty kind of border there. All right, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully you will come back and watch me keep on working on my journal. Have a wonderful day. Bye.